Today, I want to demonstrate rerouting the rear motor wiring by removing it from running through the frame tubing and instead mount the wiring outside of it. I won't be doing anything to the rear motor yet, but having the wiring more easily accessible eliminates the step of fishing the wires in and out for each new project. The first step is to get to the wiring in the battery compartment. Once in there, I'll show you how I extract the wires through the frame next. I've removed the battery, controller, and wiring from the battery compartment. For safety, I've disconnected the battery while I work on the wiring. I've already spent some time looking over all the wiring and found that the thickest wire, which is made up of a bunch of smaller wires, is the one I'm looking for. There's about 9 different colored wires within a larger black tubing that keeps all the smaller wires held together tightly. The black tubing runs up and out the battery compartment, into the frame tube, down and out the bottom of the seat tube, and down the outside of the seat stay till it connects to the rear motor. I've slightly reorganized some of the wires to better separate them from the rear motor wires. I now need to disconnect the rear motor wires in preparation for rerouting them. I noticed the connectors for these wires are unique, and because of this, I won't be labeling the wires as I disconnect them from each other. I'm also going to detach the wire from the seat stay to free up as much wiring as possible. I'm thinking the excess wire will give me something to hold on to as I extract it from the frame tube. I'll leave the zip-tied section in place. So these are the connectors that must be fished through the frame tubing. The one that bothers me because of its large size is the black one with multiple wires coming out of it. To get started, I'm pulling on the wire from where it exits the seat tube to get the section in the battery compartment closer to where it goes into the frame tubing. I'll try getting the smaller wires into the frame tube first, then push the larger ones into the frame tube. To get them out of the frame tube, I'll pull them down till I can see the colored section of the wires, then start pulling out the smaller connectors first, in hopes that will leave enough room to pull out the larger black connector. I've reassembled most of the battery compartment, leaving only the rear motor wiring disconnected. I'll probably run it along the seat stay as it originally was, but then as the wire gets to the seat tube, it'll be zip-tied in place before entering the battery compartment. I've completed the rerouting of the rear motor electrical wiring, and I'm glad with the results. I thought extracting the wires from the frame would be a challenge, but that was a lot easier than expected. Some may not like the look of the visible wiring where there used to be none, but I'm okay with it. I think this is a useful modification considering the many ideas I have for the rear wheel. What got me thinking of this was in researching a product that required me to change out the brake rotor. Even to do that requires unplugging the rear motor wiring. I'll have to see how this works for me over time, but there's no technical downside to this modification. I hope this is something you too can use on your Jetson Bolt Pro. Leave your questions and comments in the comment section below. That's all I have for now, and I'll catch you in the next video.